forward, and I'm going to start. So today I'm going to talk about AI screener. My name is Sergey Savastyuk, and the company is Tickeron. It comes out of ticker and then on, right? Ticker is a symbol of a stock, right? And then we kind of use that name, tickeron.com, we say. For the purposes of introduction, I'll tell you that we have a mobile app for Android. We just released also for Android mobile app for crypto separately. And I think we already have a mobile app for the iOS. And maybe next time I'm going to show you. Okay, so we also have this channel of a lot of videos one can watch and learn. Okay, another free channel for the free trade signals is actually in Twitter. You can subscribe and follow. The way we do that is that, as you can see, we kind of do publish stocks. See, for instance, this one, and then we give some of the signals you see as a signal sell based on RSI, relative strength index, right, indicator. And then if you are interested more about what's going on with this particular company, you click here and then go to this page. And here, everything is in this page about this ticker. And then as you can see, overall rating is the sell. And then you can find quite a lot of interesting information, including the technical and the fundamental analysis, as well as some table type of data from the screener. So the first thing you can learn, like what is a scorecard, what are the fundamentals. You can also learn right here about the fundamental analysis, technical analysis, about that that ticker. Okay. What else as an introduction? For the purposes of technical analysis, I will kind of briefly tell you that what we do is give a lot of data on the back testing. Okay, so if we have ideas, then we do the back testing, and then what is important that we back test pretty much everything which we publish being back tested. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the screener, about scanners, about the group trends, and then how to build filters, about paper trade and the time machine. Okay, so that's the topic for today. So let me start from a point how to find the screener. First of all, this is a home watch list, which you can find on the homepage after you log in. Okay, it's a free, and then it is a kind of really list you can build for yourself and track, and then we publish what we think is a buy or sell. Okay, very interesting, a good feature. You click on alerts, and here you want to be able to really set up notifications. Let's say it is a sell, but when it's going to be buy, right? You click here, you're going to get a message about the buy signal. Let's assume, what's that stock? It's AA, right? And then Alcala, then, so the price of a stock is about 148. Let's assume we're looking for a dip, and then you can say, give me the signal when the stock is, let's say, 140, right? So you're going to get a signal when it's going to drop or when it's going to cross another line, depending what you want, right? So then, if you're interested in getting signal about moving averages, you click here. If you want to get a signal about RSI, it's here. Then let's assume you're interested in some particular price actions, daily price actions. You click and then you save, and now you're going to be receiving all these notifications either in your mobile app or on a screen. Okay. Here is also kind of good thing. You can read some news. So some kind of no news for this talk. Oops, something is broken. So this is the first page, and now I'm going to show you how to bring the stocks and trade from this watch list, and then how to use the screener. Okay, so let's go to the screener homepage, and this is the screener. Okay, and then if you want to have something simple, then in these trade ideas we have scanners. Okay, so there is a lot of scanners, some typical scanners which you can find actually maybe in some other places. So for instance, 1 day gap up, right? So if you click here, you're going to be able to see all stocks which gapped up, right? Which means, you see, this is a gap up. Quite a lot of people trading gap up or gap down. So this is a scanner. When you click at any moment while there's trading, then you're going to see this is a gap up. And quite often, these gaps can be closed. People trading that, but you see this one was a gap up and then continued to go up. Was up and continued to go up. It really depends. This one gap was closed. Okay, so then what else? Top gainers for today, right? The day was closed, and then when you click here and refresh that page, then you're going to be able to see who is gaining the most as of today, right? So let's see. 1 day change, 19%, 16%. So we're kind of tracking all the changes. You're going to extract that list. Okay. What other interesting scanners we have? Obviously, 1 day gap down, volume leaders up. So this volume leaders, we're looking at the amount of trades which is made. Ford, Zynga, Apple, obviously. So this is the scanners, okay? So if we go back to the marketplace, I'm sorry, screener home, and let's see. I told you I'm going to show you the group trends, which is somewhat a feature which you're not going to find at any other screener. So for instance, if you look at this, so as I showed you, we do have a rating for every company, right? So then what we do, we have, let's say, only themes, okay, or only industries, right? So I change here. Now we have a, let's say, major banks, strong buy. You see what you have here, percentage of the strong buys, 30%, buys 65%. It's pretty much no sale. So what it means major banks as an industry was ranked as a strong buy. So that means that's the entire industry is moving up. It is interesting that what we did, we discovered some other themes which are not necessarily industries, okay? So for instance, Dow majors, exploring oil and gas, retirement. You see, there's a lot of kind of interesting groups out of small stocks, which you can see that they're strong buy. And these are the gains which were made by, let's say, oil and gas kind of doing well, 1 year change, like 6 months change, and still strong buy, right? Okay, now we have either indices, themes, or industries, right? Now let's assume we want to look at the oil and gas. Okay, I'm clicking here, and you see this blue bar now activated. What I can do now, I can move that list, which is inside, right, of this exploring oil and gas. I can move to anywhere. I can copy to the clipboard if I click here, and then I can kind of copy it to anywhere, including to the chat, right? So like, for instance, I'm going to go to the chat here in Zoom, paste, boom, and then click here. You have that list. So imagine, so as soon as you find this group trends, you immediately know this list of a strong buy, and then you're going to be able to move it to the system or to your broker or whatever you want, right? So you also can create a watch list. So the way I'm using the screener is I'm kind of preparing myself what I want to trade, let's say tomorrow, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, you see it's still activated, and then I'm going to create a watch list, okay? So you see, this is my watch list, add the new, okay? Now I'm typing, today is the, let's say 01, 13, 22, and typing here oil and gas, and then enter. Okay, now, okay, so now I have a watch list which I can pick up tomorrow and then put it to the scanner and then do whatever I want, right? So imagine I'm gonna come tomorrow. Let me refresh the page, right? To get access to the this watch list. So what I'm gonna do, you see, I'm going to here my watch lists, okay, and now you see 01, 13, 22 oil and gas. I'm picking up this watch list, okay, boom, and now I can use it as a scanner. So tomorrow I'm gonna watch here intraday prices. Now it doesn't show. Then I can also watch the scorecard. The scorecard is like shows me, you see, the strong buy, and all these companies we picked up. You see, we had a very strong list, and now I see it, all of them. I also can view quite a lot of data, like for instance, 1 year insider trading. Actually, it is not a dark pool data. We buy that data, it's legitimate data, and we know what the insiders are doing with their own stock. Let's say we click on buy. So what we see, there is some buying is going on with insiders, okay? So that somebody bought on 2 million, 1.7 million. So insiders are buying stock. You see here is more buying than selling, but still people are buying stock. So insiders like directors or CEOs, whoever is supposed to report, you see, this is a very useful column to kind of get verification on what's going on with this particular stock, okay? So then this is a fundamental analysis data. As you can see, we have our own ratings, and then we give ratings like price to growth rating, and then we also give just raw data of fundamentals like market cap, PB ratio, P ratio, cash per share. So there's a lot of data, but people have a tendency having difficulties to work with that. So we develop our own ratings, and then it is a good confirmation what's going on. So valuation rating means that if it is red, it's kind of overvalued, which means like, yeah, it's moving forward. There was a period of time when it was undervalued, and I will show you how to use that rating to get the stocks. But we're right now working with the list and confirming what's going on, okay? So from technical analysis, you see, we're also analyzing the backtesting based on the stochastic RSI, rune indicator, MACD, and the momentum, Bollinger Bands, and the moving averages, okay? So green means it's good, red, it's kind of maybe not favorable, but still it's okay. But obviously the more green, the better, okay? So that means a daily type of recommendations, they're here. And then tactical decisions can be made based on the technical indicators. Okay, so there is an interesting button. Kind of, we come up with that button because I used to trade, obviously, and then I have a list. Now I have to go, let's say, somewhere and find all earnings dates, right? And here with one button, we know pretty much all the data about earnings. You see all of them were beating estimates, which is good. And the earnings season's coming up, okay? And then, for instance, your question is, okay, I'm clear with the earnings. What about the calendar? Okay, now click, and I know exactly when they're going to be reporting their earnings, right? So you see Schlumberger going to be reporting on January 21st, Halliburton and some others, right? So that's how a dividend type of a calendar out of one list with the one click, you get quite a lot of data, which is, from my perspective, very useful, okay? Now, very interesting feature which I am using lately. I am going to my watch list with P&L. What is my watch list with P&L? It means that I want to track my watch list from a particular point as an aggregate, right? So how well my watch lists are doing, okay? And if I come here, I already have those watch lists previously, which were published here. And what it means within a year, I published them, let's say some of them 559 days ago, 370 days ago, and they're doing well. 1 year P&L, 146%, 94%, and so on, okay? So how I can track this one, I can find 01, 1322. I put it here. You see, this is my stocks, right? So now I can give a name, oil and gas stocks, and then webcast ideas 0122 1322. Okay, and now I publish that. So now you see there is no data, right? 17 positions, and what it means I'm going to be now tracking this performance of my list because I picked it up today. So tomorrow this list is going to accumulate in data as the aggregate data. It's kind of like a portfolio which you can see whether or not that list worked out well. And I publish some of this right here out of webcasts, and then see they're doing pretty well. So I mean, some time ago I was talking about marine shipping stocks and so on, okay? So now let's go back to the screener and let's build filters, okay? As I wanted to show you, okay? So now this is a group trends, right? So we know what it is. Now we go to the building the filters, okay? We're gonna click here on the scorecard. And this is the scorecard of kind of major data for all stocks. So how many stocks we cover? It is a 5,500 stocks right now in this list. They are sorted by most likely capitalization, market cap. That's where you see this sign of fact that how we sorted. Okay, so I go here, and now I want to get all strong buys. Let's see how many strong buys right now in the market. So 521. Okay, so this is a strong buys. You see, they all of them strong buys. And now out of 5,000, I have 500. So it's 10%, right? Now, you remember I told you how to use the undervalued. So it's strong buys, but now out of fundamental and technical analysis, I'm going to find valuation rating, and I'm going to get undervalued stocks, okay? So I'm adding that to the filter. And now how many do I have? 186 stocks. So what is interesting that if we go to fundamental analysis, you see valuation rating, all of them, you see green, all of them are still undervalued from a perspective of our business model, right? Okay, so it is a good list, but let's add into that mix something from the technical analysis, right? Or we can do like that. Let's see, what about market capitalization? Let's say large cap, 10 billions, 200 billions. So I'm adding to the mix. I have 71 stock. It's still kind of maybe a big list to trade for tomorrow. And I'm gonna clean it up a little bit with the fundamental technical analysis. Let's say I'm looking at the, let's say, moving average buy, okay, for tomorrow. And I already have 51 stock. You see, it's kind of a good. And let's assume on stochastic, let's see if I'm gonna, let's say oversold. It's a tactical decision, oversold, okay? So over zero is nothing oversold, okay. Any, still 51. Let's say RSI, is anything in RSI was also zero, okay. That means it's not working. Let's say MACD, let's say buy, okay. At 36, okay. So the 36 stocks, I have pretty good on a, let's check it, you see, all of them strong buys on the daily signals, okay. Then on the fundamental analysis, all of them undervalued. And the technical analysis, there's a lot of green because I chose moving average buy and then MACD buy, okay. So that way I picked up quite a lot of stocks, okay. And now I have a list out of 36 stocks. And then now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna again select them. I selected 20, okay. Expand the list. Click 36. Now, I activated my blue bar, and I can create another watch list or to the clipboard. You see, again, I'm gonna copy to the clipboard, and then just for you to see that list, I'm again posted right here to the chat. You see, this is a stocks which I selected based on the use of really very little knowledge of the fundamentals, because I used just simple stuff, undervalued stocks, right? This is a list, okay? And I can build a watch list. I can create a portfolio, okay? And then move it to the scanner. I also can move to several of these premium products which we have, right? So for instance, trend prediction engine or pattern search engine. So I can see whether or not there is something interesting going on, and that is real-time patterns. I'm not going to talk today about these modules, but let's assume I'm going to move it, okay? So I'm going to take real-time patterns because I want to trade them tomorrow, right? And see what's going on, okay? I'm clicking here. And now you see this list with one click was transferred to another module, and now it is the engine for instant pattern search, looking for the patterns on the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day time frames, you see? And now we see these patterns instantly, all kinds of triangular patterns, and then with what kind of data? Look, the confidence level to reach the target price, target exit price, and the entry price. So I know exactly when to enter, when to exit, and I can make a couple of percentage points, right, based on this pattern, okay? So what is that? Boeing pattern, I can make also 2%. As you can see also, entry price, exit price, everything is here. If I don't know anything about that pattern, I can click here, and that's the definition of what's going on. It is triangle descending. You can read about the trade ideas and how this pattern works. What is the breakout point? What is the target price? And how we're going to reach that. Plus, there's a statistic associated with that. You can look at this statistic. It's right here. Let's assume, let's say confidence level, wow, 70%, but it is not 70%, it's only 35. I'm looking at 40. Yeah, statistic is kind of okay if you want to take risk, but I would not, right? So, but the point is that I moved the stocks out of this list I just created and watch for the day trading opportunities, okay? If I want to look for some other opportunities on the premium tools, I can click on the pattern search engine, again, move quickly, right? But I also create a watch list and then come tomorrow and see how they perform. I also can create a portfolio or put it with the P&L, and then I'm prepared for tomorrow, right? But the most interesting feature is this here. You see, we created that filter, okay? Which is, you remember, we said, okay, stock, excluding penny stocks with the buy, sell, strong buy. You see, this is no programming language required. We recorded this type of filter, right? So with the moving averages and everything, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be copying this URL, copy URL, and I see copy URL, and then I'm going to again drop it in the chat, okay? And copy here. And what is interesting, if you click on that link in the chat, you're going to be able to recreate the same filter. That's one really cool feature. You can save that filter for future use and then extract that, okay? And then use that list. Let's say if you're going to use that list in a month or in a week, you're going to get another list, right? If you're going to use that filter, you're going to use another list, and then you can reuse those filters which work for you. But the question always with the filtering is that why in the world it's supposed to work, right? Let's assume you're going to go to another website, and then they're also going to show you the features, right? But the question is, why in the world you think that's going to work, right? What we did for that purpose, we created time machine, okay? So in the time machine, you can transfer that filter to the past and see if it worked in the past. And if it worked well in the past, so that means there's a good probability it's going to work today for the future. So let me show you this time machine, okay? So you see, this is the chart of S&P 500, and let's assume I want to see how well it behaved, let's say, at this particular point, or right here on the when it dropped, right? So let's see here. I'm clicking here, and you see I'm moving the filter and filtering as if I'm in the past. You see, I'm in November 15, 2019, and then here is the data. So the past, I can look at the past for about, let's say, quarter, and then I'm gonna look for 1 month predictions. So what it means and what I'm looking at, okay? I'm looking at the point right here, which is the November 15, 2019. I know the past performance of the company. I'm applying the filter at this particular date. I extracted 11 stocks, and now let's look how they perform. You see, I see they are also moving up, right, for the next month, right? So this is you see 1 month after this date. This is 1 quarter before that date. And then I can see the performance. And the performance is not bad. So that means at least for 1 point I tested. And then I can look at the fundamental analysis, technical analysis. And this technical analysis not for today. This is a fundamental analysis for November 19, right? So I'm kind of like in a movie Back to the Future. I am looking at the past and I know the future, right? So looks like I checked 1 point. I can check several other points, and then I'm kind of liking this filter, and then I can apply it and create the watch list, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn off the machine, and now I'm back to the current state of affairs. So that means I'm back to today, the same 36 stocks, and I'm gonna create again a watch list, right? So what I'm gonna do, as I said, I'm gonna activate 20 and then activate all of them 36, and now create a watch list, 1 more watch list, again, add, and so it is, let's say 01, 13, 22, filter, oops, I'm typing, okay, here, let's say 01, 13, 22, filter, strong buy, right, enter, and now I have another watch list which I can use tomorrow, and I also can track the P&L. You see that that was the market for today, so that means it's kind of a down, and we'll see. So that means for that purpose, I could have selected and build another filter. Let's say I'm gonna build another filter, let's say not strong buys. Let's assume I'm making an assumption that the market is going to continue to go down. I'm gonna take strong sales only, right? So how many strong sales I'm gonna have? And you see, yeah, now I have to, okay, to simplify, I'm gonna refresh, okay? I'm back to 5,000, right? So now I'm gonna do like that, strong sell, okay? So how many is 700 strong sales, okay? Market cap the same, okay? And now features from fundamental analysis. What I want, most likely those which are overvalued stocks, okay? Boom. So 35, okay? So what does the filter do I have? I have a filter strong buy and overvalued stock. So if the market is gonna tank, then is a high probability overvalued stocks are gonna go down, right? I have 35 stocks. Again, I can create a watch list for tomorrow, so I can see what I can trade. I can come up with sell opportunities, short selling, or buying opportunities from another list. So that way I'm going to be market neutral, and then depending where the market is going to go, I'm going to adjust my trading activities for tomorrow. Okay. Now, so this is the way of build the features. So let's see, there are some other interesting tabs. For instance, we can see the who were the top daily performance or bottom 3 daily performance for the day, for the week, for the month, okay? And you see coal industry, and you immediately see the results. So that means for a month, coal industry was the top performer, 27%, and in the uptrend, you see, kind of really easy to use. This is a type of a smart type of a creation of the features. Okay, so it's kind of preset. So for instance, let's look at that. Any undervalued stocks, and then stocks trending in a direction bullish for a week, let's say, okay, with the price of under, let's say, I want to trade under $10 from what industry? Oil and gas industry. Okay, boom. Now I have only one stock with this type of approach, right? So you can construct your own filters, just no programming required, very simple kind of hints what to do. Here are the indices. So you can, if you really want to look only at, let's say, Dow Jones, like NASDAQ 100. If you need to extract NASDAQ 100 stocks, here's the list, and then the full analysis and the scorecard. You see, it gives you the list of a NASDAQ. Okay, so themes. You see, we're analyzing, I showed you in the groups, but here is like, let's say, if you're interested in 5G type of stocks, it's kind of preset, but you can look at all kinds of stuff, but let's say China, right? So China stocks, boom. So let's look what's going on with the China stocks. There's a lot of sales, a lot of red, and then you can quickly, like e-commerce type of lists, pre-built lists, which gives you the analysis, okay? Tickers, so here you just simply can build up a list yourself and analyze that, okay? So now, let me go back to this home watch list, okay? And then let's assume I can do the same thing. You see, I'm activating my list. I selected 5 stocks. Let me get more, and I will show you what you can do with this, okay? So let's say 15 out of 18. Okay, okay, 18 out of 18 stocks, okay, in my whole watch list. When you arrive right here, you see that. So if I want to, let's say, get trend predictions using our tool, which is the premium tool, I want to see what's going on with this list. With one click, I now know what are the predictions for the trends for this particular list. You see, it's a kind of an interesting feature which allows me to use this blue bar and then do whatever I want, okay? So what else? Let me see what I wanted. Okay, so you see, I showed you screener, I showed you scanners, I showed you group trends, I showed you how to build paper trades, okay, in time machine. I showed you time machine. So paper trades. Paper trade is a kind of a thing, interesting thing. You can trade the entire group, okay? So for instance, you can click here on paper trade, okay, boom. So with the one click, you can buy and record as if you bought the entire list, okay? I'm not gonna do it, but I will show you, see my paper trades. Let's see how they do it. So this is a simulator of your brokerage account. It's not connected to the real money yet. It's going to be connected actually soon. And that way you're going to be able to make the real trades. But right now, for the purposes of simulation, we show you how, let's say, I'm trading. But in fact, this is robots are trading on my behalf, okay, for about 600 days. On the paper, I made like 200,000. And that's the number of open trades, closed trades. And you see, it's not bad. It's not bad. You see, it's gains, and this is the losses. It's not bad. And who is trading? Who is trading in my account? Robots. You see, these are the robots which are trading, which are selected out of the list. Okay. If you really want an ultimate solution, then the robots, it's a kind of our algorithms, no human involvement, they keep trading, okay? So you can follow them. I'm not gonna cover that today, but you can watch of my webcast or the videos, which you can access here. You see there was the videos right here. There's a lot of interesting stuff, particularly, let's say, webcasts, okay? So here are some of the webcasts, how to use robots, and you're going to be able to find it, okay? So do you guys have any questions? I'm pretty much done. It's already 40 minutes. If it was interesting, it's good. If you have any questions, we have one-on-one lessons, we have courses, we have quite a lot of free stuff. Let's say, on the home page, if you go here, it's a free trade signals, and then we have a feed like with Facebook, right? And then we're giving you free trade signals just for purposes of trading. Because training, you can get paper trades, whatever you want. Plus, we're publishing a lot of articles. Like, let's see. This is the chances of going down 61%. And then you click here, then you're going to be able to access the entire articles where we give technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and everything. Okay. And that's a fundamental analysis. Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, then you're going to be able to access this webcast in a day or two. We're going to place it both on our YouTube channel as well as the channel in our videos. Okay. Hopefully it was useful, and then enjoy learning our system. And I'm going to see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.